patrol. Boots on gravel, I taste the mold. Dead cattle lined up, eyes still wide. You smell the iron, I smell the light. Abnormal investigations and the strange phenomenon. Yeah, we walk that line till the night is gone. Pushing on, I keep pushing on. Old man talks about the shadow man, says he saw claws, not a human hand. Witches in the quarry burning sage, kids gone missing, no one turns the page. Unsolved cases piled in the van, lore myths written in the dust on my hands. Strange creatures scratching at the door. You hear a howl, I just want more. Animal killings, chalk on the truck. Radio hissing, is it terror or luck? Abnormal investigations into strange phenomenon. I keep rolling in the dark till the fear is
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blow Your Ears Out podcast. I'm Stephen Michael McKee, and I am your host here on Abnormal Investigations. I hope everybody's doing good tonight. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas. I bet the kids are excited, probably not excited about the content we'll be talking about tonight, but hopefully they're not watching this. We got a good show set up for y'all tonight. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And probably a lot of you all are going to be ready for tomorrow night, because tomorrow night seems to be the fan favorite. We'll be out boots on the ground. So it will be the last boots on the ground until after Christmas. And then we will resume we're not going to have a Christmas show, guys. I've decided what we're going to do on Abnormal Investigations. We're not going to do a Christmas show. Christmas is a day that we observe for the birth of our Lord and Savior for us Christians. And I just don't believe it would be appropriate to talk about demons and things that are abominations unto Him. And I believe that to stay away from that, we're not going to do that. I would rather you all spend time with your families, give thanks to God, give glory to God, and let's make that day about God, not about the perverted creatures that was created by the enemy that others may serve. So for my Lord and Savior, I will set that day aside for me and those that help me with the show. So everybody have a Merry Christmas on that day. We're going to go ahead and bring in Jesse real quick as we start getting the show wound up.
Hello.
What up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I tell you what, I've been out there getting this thing going together, and you know what I mean. Trying to get this show going. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We got Mr. Hey Larry, good to see you in the chat tonight. I ain't wearing. I may have to switch glasses. These glasses are my. They block the blue light, but I can't see shit through them, so I don't know which ones I want to wear. You know how that goes. We have a special co-host tonight, guys, and he is special. Clough is going to be joining us tonight again. He was a fan favorite. I'm not going to lie. The other night, everybody liked him on the show with Dee's Dark Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Larry stole the show also. Larry, you were very well liked. You actually had a comment that was really nice, and I pinned it at the top of the comments for you that was left for you in that show. And we're going to have to get Larry over onto the Outdoor Channel. I think he would do really good over there. Sounds like he's had a lot of adventures and a lot of hunting and other kinds of experiences.
Yep.
Well, I think we might as well do a little bit of roll call. We'll bring throw Clough in here as we do the roll call. We got looks like Figueres in here. I hope I said that right. I don't know how I probably butchered her.
Hi, Figgy.
There's Figgy. We got Nancy's in here. We got Clough in here. Let's see, Miss Dana Ortega's in here, guys. We're in trouble tonight. Krampus better be running tonight, I guarantee you. I'm excited to talk about this. You know, Krampus, I had never even heard of him until just like a few years back. Growing up, never heard of him. Of course, we were more afraid of what was actually at Granny's and some stories. So we're going to be talking about, and if you have kids in the house or watching this, I would, recommend you remove them. I wouldn't have them watching probably this show anyways, but especially tonight, I wouldn't want them to watch this because it might ruin their Christmas.
Well, only if they've been bad.
I don't know. I kind of seem to think this thing doesn't care after what I've been reading tonight. I got to looking at him, and well, I got a background set up for us tonight. And this dude reminds me of somebody. And I'm going to see if I can throw that image up. And you tell me if it reminds you of somebody. And I'm being nice, guys. This isn't going to be a dig, I promise.
Yeah, I didn't know it was on there.
Even though it could have been.
You didn't know you were on, Clough?
No, I'm over here testing out. I was tasting this crystal sauce that Mike was telling me to try out, and I'm just like, "It's good," and I look at the screen, and there I am.
He likes to do that. Yeah.
Hey, do you like it?
Oh yeah, it is really good.
I love that stuff. I go through like a bottle of that like fast.
You said I was special.
You are.
You're slow too,
only,
huh?
I was just dropped like 6-7 times, man. Come on. Down the stairs, but
Tuck and roll. So does this remind you guys of anything? I took Krampus and I done a comparison.
Uh-oh.
I was nice. I was nice. I could have been mean, but I was nice.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
See the similarities?
Mm-hmm.
And then you think about what he does. He collects children.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it gets really dark as we go into this. But I thought there was a huge similarity in Krampus and Mr. Baphomet.
Mm-hmm.
We're not comparing him to Leviathan tonight.
Mm.
But
That's
it
what
does.
I thought was going to be.
Yeah.
You had me going there for a second, and I was just like,
it just about was.
Do it.
I about did it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was reading about this, and did you know, if you look into the legend, well, Jesse, you've studied this a little bit. You tell us what you know about it before I tell you what I found.
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's very little that I remember.
We believe in you.
Scandinavian or Norwegian folklore stories where, he would work basically hand in hand with Santa, but I think he goes back further than Santa too. So that's where there's confusion. But would collect the children, throw them in the bag, and I've heard some stories where he takes them off to wherever and eats them, or drowns them, or beats them, or I don't know. I've heard several different things.
Drinks their blood.
Definitely not something that I would want to, threaten my kid with. Well, maybe now that she's 21 and a thorn in my side, but
Well, they talk about, he looks for the children,
mm-hmm.
and how he finds the children is with his long serpent-like tongue. He can smell them. So he searches them out with his tongue, puts them in his little bag, and then he either eats them, throws them in the lake with the stone in it and drowns them, or he drinks their blood, or he beats them with birch switches. So definitely evil. He attacks children. He evidently does not like, because I found a conflict. It said in one story that he doesn't like the evil children, but then if you go back and you read even further back, and it's back whenever, it would have been it was 1940s. They said that he didn't care if it was good or bad children, that if they were outside at nighttime, they were all fair game, that he would come around, and in any child was, I guess he was an I can't say the word right now.
Opportunistic. But I think that kind of goes along the lines of, like, if they were out late at night, though, they were probably up to no good in the first place.
I don't know. I stayed up late at night and I wasn't being bad. I was a good kid.
Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that.
But in the United States, Krampus was not well received or well known until recently. It says now Krampus is exploding in the United States. He's becoming very famous. He's becoming part of yard decor, shirts, worship.
Yep.
And, there was a town Leavenworth, Washington, where they have a Krampus parade. After they had the parade in 2025, was it 2025? No, it was in 2024, last year for Christmas. There was a huge flood that almost destroyed that town. But man, that parade, it looked really, really demonic. And there's a lot of people go down there, and everybody says it's like the Christmas capital of the world, you know, or for the United States anyhow. That everybody goes down there and they got singing and lights and fests. But then they also have the Krampus parade, where they have a bunch of Krampus come down. And if you watch some of these parades, they're not like a normal parade. They're running over the Krampuses, not the people, tearing down the barriers, grabbing people, throwing them to the ground, pulling their hair, switching them. And it's like, and the number one rule is don't run from Krampus, because that really makes him want to chase you. So when people run, Krampus will run them down, and actually was taking them down on the asphalt, tackling them and pulling their hair. One lady was just like, you could tell she was scared to death. I mean, they were holding her down, looking in her face and switching her. And then one guy comes on and he's like, welcome to Leavenworth, Washington, where everybody's horny tonight. It almost reminds me, it almost reminded me of like the Ten Commandments, when everybody's down, when Moses comes off the mountain and they're all like worshiping and all that. It's what it kind of reminded me of, that festival. It was like, man, this is a very demonic festival. There is nothing good here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people celebrate in evil and rebellion, and I mean, you have to almost wonder too, like with they're dressed up in these characters, they're allowing themselves to take on that personality, and they think that it's okay, but it's dangerous. That's dangerous waters they're treading.
Probably enjoy doing that. I mean, imagine just chasing somebody down and just tackling them, and there's no repercussions.
Well,
and you're like spanking them. I mean, they had this man's wife down, holding her down, spanking her in the street. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Belinda, I guess, has dealt with some of that, because she said, what was it? She's, in Germany, it's called
Fashing.
They grab you and terrorize you. All right. It was terrifying as a kid, I would imagine. I mean, most kids are afraid just to sit on Santa's lap that's been nice. Imagine something like that, tackling you and taking you to the ground and beating you, you know?
Yeah.
And he
wonder if you punch back, what would happen?
Right?
You wouldn't have a chance. They were like ganging up on people. Like, it almost looked like an out of control riot. It was crazy. Yeah, it was like those steel barriers they put up that are fastened down. The Krampuses were grabbing those, ripping those up, and then ripping those into the street so they could get to the people.
It was like they were allowed to just be a menace.
Oh, people are cheering. One lady, she was all dressed up and she looked like a witch. She had the long fingernails and you could tell she was a witch. The Krampus walks over to her, and these Krampuses are huge. They have huge bodies that these people are dressed in. And it looks down at her, and she starts like rubbing its hair and then kisses it, and it's like rubbing her hair. It was freaky as hell, man. It was like, and people have their kids there. People take their kids there to celebrate Christmas. It's like, oh, if you haven't been to Leavenworth, you've got to be here to celebrate Christmas. Well, there's a guy in the background, getting beat by this demon in the street,
And you called me special. Jeez.
Yeah. Grandma's screaming, and one takes off with her in the wheelchair. Oh, we just love it here.
Grandma wasn't ran over by the reindeer. Grandma got beaten down by Krampus.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's weird. And you're celebrating a creature. I mean, if you break it down, you're celebrating a creature that's killing children, that's assaulting children.
Mm-hmm.
You're celebrating this. And I know some people would probably love to go, but there is some sick people out there that love to go to this festival. And I do have a video clip for y'all later to show you this festival. And there ain't no way. I mean, I would defend myself if they attack me the way, I mean, because they're not like doing like playing. They're not like, grabbing you and just like a little bit. They're grabbing people, slamming them to the ground, and 3 or 4 of them are like birch things just whipping them.
Mm-hmm.
And these dudes can run. I mean, they're in shape because some of them women were screaming and running. And I mean, Krampus goes flying by and will just catch her and tackle her. No. Mm-mm.
It's disturbing. And
I've got enough PTSD.
There's so many things that are glorifying these days. Evil,
Right.
demonic, darkness, and it's very sad and disturbing.
And
Like a
Dana's
second
right.
Halloween for these people, man.
Mm-hmm.
What did
Yeah,
Dana say?
Oh, she just says, yes, Mike, it's time to worship and thank God for our Lord and Savior Jesus. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, and Clough's right. And look at the day they're doing this on. They're doing it on the day that we observe Christ's birthday. I mean, we all know it's not his birthday, but it's the day that we set aside as Christians and we observe it, and it's almost blasphemous. It's like, we're going to attack children. We're going to support a creature that assaults them, that drinks their blood, that throws them in a pond. I mean, it's like back in the old days, the old grandpa that puts the kittens in the gunny sack with the brick and throws them in the pond, right? I mean, this is like some terrible, terrible stuff. And people go there. There's got to be some drinking going on, right? I mean, is people in their right mind really going and doing this in their right mind? You really think so? I mean, I understand the people that we deal with sometimes that they do have mental issues and narcissistic values and stuff like that. But it really takes, this is an opinion, guys, in my opinion. It takes a demonically possessed or influenced person to hurt a child. And for somebody to go and to support this holiday, you have to have an evilness about you to hurt a child, to gloat in it, to be having fun in it. This is a sickness.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Let's add on to this. So, which is considered the witching hour, 3 a.m., right?
Right.
And that is supposed to be mocking the death of Christ, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now they have this whole Krampus celebration, which is on the same day that we observe the birth of Christ. And now they have this, I guess you could say, demonic version of their Christmas while they mock Christ, a baby being born. And it's what is its sole purpose? Going after children? I mean, does it go after babies too? I don't know.
I bet it does. I bet Jessie could pull that up real quick. She is the Google queen.
Si puede, you got to.
No. If my cat quits attacking me.
You know what? I'm gonna. Maybe you need the gunny sack with the rock. Not really.
No. Ow! Stop it.
You know
She's
that I
probably
have
gonna do that to her cat, though.
I'm scared of cats now after what I've learned about them. That they're little cannibals running around waiting for you to die.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. They will eat you after you pass away.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it don't take long.
And a dog won't.
No, a dog
will starve itself.
Yeah, not a cat. They'll even walk up and bite you during the middle of the night just to make sure you're still alive.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
Looks like babies and children neither of them are off the menu.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
Mhm.
And
But it's
people,
drowning, eating, or transporting them to hell.
oh wow,
Damn.
Hmm.
taking them to hell.
Hmm.
For what? What is the crime they committed? What, just for being naughty,
I guess.
misbehaving? It's weird.
I
And people
mean,
celebrate that. That's just
oh, they're having a ball. They're like, it's like a festival, I guess. One lady was talking about, and I don't understand this, but one lady was like, she does, what are they called? Rocks and stuff, kind of like another guy we know believes in the power of the rocks. And
no.
she's like, she's like, my friends told me to take all my dark stuff down there because she practiced in dark magic. And she's like, they said, you'll have a great place. So she's like, I loaded all my stuff up and I went down there. She sold out.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Oh, so actually, according to this, Krampus doesn't visit with Santa Claus. Krampus visits with Saint Nick on December 5th.
Well, I mean, isn't that the same person, Saint Nick?
Well, depends on how you were raised. I wasn't
Oh,
raised Catholic, so I was always kind of like, what the heck? How come the neighbor girls are always getting gifts before Christmas? And my mom would just be like, it's because we're not Catholic. It didn't make any sense to me.
I dealt with that. And, when I was in school, we had two girls in our school and they were twins. And, I got along with them. There wasn't nothing wrong with them. I mean, they were nice, but they were Jehovah's Witness. And I had never been around Jehovah's Witnesses before. And Christmas was coming up. And, we were all at the gymnasium celebrating Christmas. Our band was playing and, they had the cheerleaders and, before school let out for the holidays.
mhm.
And, they were sitting there by me and they're like, that y'all are going to go to hell for supporting Christmas. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's a paganistic holiday. And, I was like, so y'all don't like buy gifts or anything for each other? And she's like, no. We don't celebrate that. So we all get out for school break. We come back after Christmas and they've got like new watches and new shirts and everything just like us. And we're like, I thought you all didn't celebrate Christmas. Well, we didn't. We waited till after Christmas. Then we went and hit the sales.
Legit.
I mean, isn't that kind of the same thing? Because they bought each other gifts. They still did it.
But just didn't do it on that day, so it's like
Right.
a cheat.
Yeah.
And Jehovah's
around.
Witnesses don't celebrate birthdays either.
Jeez, man. I'm glad I'm not, one of those Jehovah's Witnesses.
The way I look at it is, it's all like Jesus says, I know the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if on Christmas, if you're doing it for your Lord and Savior and you're setting it aside for him and you make it a holy day, it's a holy day. Jesus knows your heart. Because if we were to sit back and allow the devil to say, if you do anything, it's against, it's in the heart. I mean, did the wise men not bear gifts to Christ when he was born?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, and I think every day should be, you need to keep Jesus in every day and everything we do. But I mean, even growing up, there's something about Christmas though, the holidays, the lights,
The family.
and the fact that the family, it is one of those very few
And all that.
seldom days out of the year that as working Americans, we would all have off to be able to spend time together as a family, which, I mean, it's a difficult thing. I mean, most people would rather have the time in the summer when it's nice and warm and not 8 feet of snow outside and freezing cold and trudging through snow drifts and that's just here in Wisconsin.
I was going to say that sounds kind of personal there.
Yeah, I must be the 1%er because I like the cold and the snow.
Yeah, you're weird.
Yeah, you're weird.
I love to hunt and fish, and I love to go out and hunt. If it's snowing and there's snow on the ground, I'm out there. So there was a town, and you tell me if this isn't freaky. A town in Bolivia had a man, and this is back in the 1800s, okay? So it was a little while back. He would dress up in animal skins. He would wear wooden masks that he carved with horns. He was Krampus. And he would go to town on Christmas Eve and I guess walk the streets and do ceremonies and weird stuff. And children would go missing. After they finally started looking for the man, they never found him nor any of the missing children. So it was never proven if he was taking them or not. But every Christmas Eve, he would come to town dressed like Krampus, and children would go missing. And then people would report seeing a fire at his house. He had a huge kettle outside, and he would cook something huge every Christmas Eve. And then you would see a line of torches and men in black robes that would go to his house for what he called the feast. Yeah.
Correlation could be causation.
Yeah. I think the reason they didn't find the kids is probably because they were being digested. And then you have to worry, you know, most of those people that went to that were probably somebody you knew, and that's probably why they wear the cloaks and cover themselves so that you don't know who they are. And they probably don't know each other. They just know that they're part of this group.
That sounds like something else, too.
Like a wolf in sheep's clothing?
A really big wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a wolf in 3 or 4 sheep's clothing?
That's a lot of kids this person's been eating.
Oh, man. Well, you know, there was now this right here is really wild. Germany, 1949. Krampus accidentally switched a kid to death at a Krampus parade.
Switch the kid.
How do you accidentally do that?
10-year-old. So he pretty much beat him to death with birch sticks at a parade, at a celebration.
When was this? What year?
1949, Germany. So I probably don't want to go to any German parades.
Well,
I mean,
I would hope that they wouldn't be doing stuff like that now. But then again, you know, they're doing that kind of stupid stuff here in America. So
yeah,
that's what I don't get. You look how evil it is, and then it's like all of a sudden people are like, "Oh yeah, we need to celebrate that. We need to, you know." They're making in America now. They've got decor for your yard now. You can get the inflatable Krampus, you know, chasing the child, or he's got a basket on his back with kids in it, or you know, he's got like legs sticking out of a gunny sack. That's not Christmas. You know,
people who want to mock Christ. That's why they celebrate it.
That's why we're not doing a show Christmas. I was just like, it didn't feel right here, you know? It felt wrong in the soul. It was like, no, that's the day of the Lord. That's not a day we should be talking about the perversions of our enemy. We shouldn't be giving them place on that day. I mean, you'd almost have to be a cult to do that, or, you know, that's not something that we're going to do that day. I decided we're not going to do that. So in Germany, again, they had a serial killer that was going around killing people on Christmas Eve and leaving them cut up and dressed like Krampus.
What?
Yeah.
Did they catch that person?
Nope. Nope. It almost makes you wonder, is there a supernatural aspect to this? Are they manifesting something by celebrating it?
Well, it makes me think about all of those people that, especially recently, you hear these actors who say when they take on this role, they take on the entity of whoever they're playing. And if you think about all of these people that are dressing up as and celebrating and living out this imaginative, I mean, is it really imaginative? Are they maybe actually taking on
The
the
spirit?
demonic state of
Yeah.
of what Krampus is? And it's just it is it's a demonic entity that they have brought into. I mean, yeah, people want to argue that Christmas is celebrated on a pagan holiday, but now you're glorifying demons, dressing
Right.
up as demons, mimicking demons in flesh, and it's disturbing.
It's almost like a huge ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was looking at a thing today, and I don't know that there's anything to it, but they were talking about the fight, that they had here with Jake Paul and everything that had just happened, where he was on his knees in front of that other fighter, and then another fighter lost and was on his knees. They were calling them the Solstice Sacrifice.
Hmm.
And
So
what?
what's
The
that?
Sultans?
the Solstice, the Solstice
Oh, the
Sacrifice,
winter solstice, huh?
because of the
Oh,
because they were both the same position and everything, and they were supposed to be masculine men, and it's called the Solstice Sacrifice. So I'm going to be looking into that. I'm going
Hmm.
to pretty
so what
interesting.
was sacrificed? Is like what? His pride?
Yep.
His jaw?
Yep.
I heard he
Yeah.
busted up his jaw real bad. Damn.
Oh yeah, broke it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know how much money he got for doing that?
Oh, I bet he got a lot.
And they also done it in Florida where they didn't have to tax the money; it was tax free.
Jeez.
Yeah.
How much did he make?
I don't know. They were talking about it was a huge amount, and it was tax free because they chose a place to do it where it wouldn't be taxed. So it almost makes you wonder: do they really go in there to win, or is it just, hey, we can fight each other and make $50 million, so let's go do it?
Well,
I mean, I would
get
take
his
an ass
jaw
beating for
broken,
50
though.
million. Yeah, he did look pretty messed up.
But then again,
So
50 million is 50 million, right?
yeah,
Everybody has a price, right?
yep. I mean, sometimes you even got to take donations for a 30-year-old and ask him what he's going to buy for his birthday. That was weird as hell to me, but I digress. So I have a video for y'all. Yeah, what are you going to get? And did you notice that he accidentally said, "Well, it's been a long time since you've spent money." Like he allowed him to have some money to spend. Yeah, I caught that. Thank you, Uncle Daddy. But right
I really
here,
want that Tonka truck.
yeah, y'all's gonna have to share the Play-Doh. So I got the Krampus parade right here, and you all tell me if this is something that you would go to.
Whoa, Bernard James with a Nope, hard pass.
Yeah.
Is that not messed up?
Hard pass.
And what was you saying, Jesse? The video cut you off. You were saying somebody said something.
Yeah, Bernard James says they made $92 million each.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You were trying to sell us short, saying 50 million.
Yeah. Well,
I could have
twice.
said yes to 92 million.
Wow. Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Jeez.
man, I could buy a new jaw for that.
Yeah. We could get
Man.
Larry a Whataburger just for him.
Yeah. And Vicky's right. That is devil worshiping. I mean, and you notice how they have like the little Christmas songs playing there? It's like all these
Mhm.
evil things, and you got like da, 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 da. It's like that movie Black Christmas. Has anybody watched that?
Mm-mm.
No.
Don't watch it with kids around. But yeah, it's called Black Christmas, and that is let's just say a dude snaps on Christmas Eve.
Jeez.
And yeah, I mean it's bad. I watched it. A guy sent it to me and said, "Yeah, you need to watch this," and I did watch it. So I would say, me personally, I wouldn't want to go to Leavenworth, Washington around the holidays. I don't think they have the right thing that they're celebrating over there.
Nope.
I mean, this is not alluding to anyone. I just want to point one thing out. I just thought it was weird. There was a guy that looked like he was wearing like a bear costume with a really long tongue. I don't know. It just didn't have the money to get the horns or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just thought it was
Well,
weird.
isn't it the tongue is how he smells the children? That's how he tracks them down.
So he's kind of like somewhat like a snake, right?
Yeah, they said he's like a serpent, animal, human, and then one of his feet is like messed up, grotesque human, and the other one is a hoof.
So a chimera, much like
Bestiality.
well, fallen
Well,
angels and coitus with humans, and yeah, who knows what
And
you're gonna get.
maybe
people
a
are out
chimera.
there. Yeah, people are out there with kids like, "Oh, look, you know," and the kids are like,
Yeah,
"Ah," crying, you know, and the parents are like, "No, look." I mean,
yeah, you
and
gotta
you
meet
know,
the
I
You don't
children
don't
as
want to
know.
traum.
early as
That's
possible,
one
right?
way to traumatize a child. Like, oh
Yeah,
look, this is
Yeah,
what's gonna come after you. You don't do this, or you don't do a
and
certain thing.
they're going to
uh
eat you. I mean, can you imagine if they're taking them there? You know, they've told the children the story of
Yeah.
these creatures. You know, because they've talked about it. Because the parents are all hyped up about it. So you know, they're telling the children, "You better be good. You better go to bed. Krampus is going to get you, and he'll eat you." And you know, I mean, come on.
you know, it just makes me think because like I was watching my younger, well, when my nieces were younger, one time I had them during Halloween, and I was like, I had them watch Frankenweenie. You know that movie?
Never heard of that.
You've never heard of Frankenweenie? It's
No.
the
I
boy
heard
with
of it.
the dog that he gets hit by a car and then he brings him back to life. You know, like Frankenstein, but he's a dog,
Yeah.
and the neighbors go. Well, anyways, I digress. Anyways, I was scared to even expose them to that. Like I thought that was a cute movie, and I was afraid to even expose them to that. Like it's a dog that they bring back to life, and I can't imagine parents teaching their children that Krampus is fun and okay, and no, it's disturbing.
Well, you think that's disturbing? I have some real Christmas mysteries I'm going to share with y'all tonight, and get your all's opinion on these. Now, I can't see chat, so I'm not ignoring anybody. So if you see something, Jesse, just read it out or blurt it out if it's something good, because I can't see. But I wanted to share this with y'all because this is something I've looked at for a while. I almost done a Patreon on it. So all of you members here tonight and everybody, you're getting a free one because I was going to make this a Patreon, but for Christmas, we're going to put this one out there. So there was a family called the Sauter family. Have you ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
No.
This is a weird one. This happened on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve in 1945, the Sauter family's home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, caught fire, resulting in the disappearance of 5 of their 10 children, whose bodies were never found. The case remains unsolved, with theories suggesting possible kidnapping or arson, and the family continues to seek answers. It says the Sauter family celebrated Christmas Eve 1945. Marion, she was 19, the oldest daughter, had been working at a dime store in downtown Fayetteville, and she surprised three of her younger sisters. That sounds good. Martha, 12, and Jenny, 8, and Betty, 5, with new toys she had bought for them as gifts. The younger children were so excited that they asked their mother if they could stay up past what would have been their usual bedtime. At 10 p.m., Jenny told them they could stay up a little later, as long as the two oldest boys were in bed. So the 14-year-old Maurice and his 9-year-old brother Luis remembered to put the cows in and feed the chickens before going to bed themselves. So all their chores were done. George and the two oldest boys, John, 22, and George Jr., 16, who had spent the day working with their father, were already asleep. After reminding the children of those remaining chores, she took Sylvia, which was 3, upstairs with her, and they went to bed together. Now, this is a police police report. Here's the police report, what they reported. The telephone rang at 12:30 a.m. Jenny woke and went downstairs to answer it. The caller was a woman whose voice she said she did not recognize, asking for a name she was not familiar with. With the sound of laughter and clinking glasses in the back, or maybe the sound of a ringing bell in the background. Jenny told the caller she had reached the wrong number, later recalling the woman's weird laugh, almost witch-like. She hung up and returned to bed. As she did, she noticed that the lights were still on and the curtains were not drawn. 2 things the children normally attended to when they stayed up later than their parents. Marion had fallen asleep on the living room couch, so Jenny assumed that the other children who had stayed up later had gone to the attic where they slept. She closed the curtains and she went upstairs to go to bed. At 1 a.m., Jenny was again awakened by the sound of an object hitting the house roof with a loud bang. Then a rolling noise as if something rolled off the top of the roof. After hearing nothing further, she went back to sleep. So she just ignored it. I don't know why people do that, but she ignored it. After another half hour, she woke up again smelling smoke, and when she got up again, she found the room George used for his office was on fire around the telephone line and the fuse box. Jenny woke him, and she woke the older sons. Both parents and 4 of the children, Marion, Sylvia, John, and George Jr., escaped the house. They frantically yelled to the children upstairs, but heard no response. They could not go up there as the stairway itself was already in flames and the Christmas lights were sparking and falling off the side of the home. John said in his first police interview after the fire that he went up to the attic to alert his siblings sleeping there, though later changed his story to say he only yelled up there. Efforts to find aid and to rescue the children were unexpectedly complicated. The phone, it did not work. So Marion ran to a neighbor's house to call the Fayetteville Fire Department. A driver on the nearby road had also seen the flames and called from a nearby tavern. They too were unsuccessful, either because they could not reach the operator or because the phone that they had been burnt or did not work. Either of the neighbors or the passing motorist was eventually successful in reaching the fire department from another phone in the center of town. George, barefooted, attempted to climb the house's outside wall and broke open a window, cutting his arm in the process. He and his sons intended to use a ladder to the attic to rescue the other children. But it was not in its usual spot, and it was not laying against the home. They couldn't locate the ladder. A water barrel that could have been used to extinguish the fire was frozen solid. George then tried to pull one of his work trucks over to the side of the house to use it to be able to access the window to save his children frantically. But neither of them would start despite having worked perfectly during the previous day. Trucks wouldn't even start either. Frustrated, the 6 Sodders who had escaped had no choice but to watch the house burn. As they said, they watched the Santa Claus that stood in the children's window on the 2nd story melt as it flamed. They assumed the other 5 children had perished in the blaze. The fire department, low on manpower due to the war and relying on individual firefighters, did not have enough people to attend the house fire. As the house burnt down, the fire marshal ordered nothing to be touched. Whenever the house was investigated, none of the bodies were found, not even internal organs or bones, and the fire would not have reached a temperature hot enough to totally destroy the bodies. Those children are still missing to this day. But the Santa Claus was found, melted around a few bones of one of the older children that they did find. The dad said in a weird interview, "It almost looked like my son was hugging Santa for the last time."
That's sad.
Mm.
That's messed up.
Didn't
I
they
mean,
didn't they think that it was something to do with the neighbor though?
there was so many things I was reading about. They thought it was the neighbor, then they thought that it was the mafia. They even said that a lot of the children. This is what's weird too, is a lot of the children said the house was haunted, and they would have to unplug their phones at night to keep the phones from ringing into the night, waking them up. And even when they would unplug the phones would ring. And when they would answer them, there was a female's voice on the other side laughing like she was at a party or ringing a bell.
I wonder what that symbolizes.
The bell? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bell, the woman laughing, like all that. I wonder what that symbolizes. If there's anything to it.
You get a lot of that on your boots on the ground.
Oh yeah, yeah, we do hear bells. I wonder if I'll hear bells tomorrow night. Would it be Santa's reindeer?
Oh, that's a theory, a thought, a question. How far back do these bells go?
Right.
People think they're hearing Santa's sleigh bells, and it's actually something else.
Yeah, because I mean, growing up as a kid, wasn't that the story? If you're asleep and you hear something on the roof and you hear the bells, close your eyes and don't look, because if you see Santa, he'll leave and not leave you no gifts.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's a little scary.
But then again, I mean, you got all them cartoons where the kids sneak up on Santa and give him cookies.
Right.
What's up with that?
The M&M's
Are you
really
telling-
too is real, you know?
Yeah. Are you telling me TV is lying?
Just like the internet doesn't lie either. Bonjour.
Yeah.
I mean, if you okay, if you think about Santa Claus from not a child's perspective, right? When you're young, you're not scared of Santa. I remember Christmas has been the best times of my life, you know. You've seen all your cousins and everybody Christmas Eve, mom and dad and everybody, they were cooking, preparing for the next day's Christmas dinner. You were waiting for Santa Claus to come so you could share your toys, with your cousins the next day. Like, I remember how happy I was because I got laser tag one year, man. And all my cousins got laser tag. And man, that night we had a laser tag war all over the place until one of my cousins was chased by something, which that ended it. But I mean, that was so fun, but then you think about it, you're baking cookies for a man to break into your house. And, he's got a little elf with him named Silver Spurs that comes with him also. And we're going to get into that in just a minute.
That's a new one.
Oh, y'all don't know who Silver Spurs is? That's like an old one.
No.
Oh, well, I'm going to share
it.
I'll share the story.
You are ancient compared to me, so
and it was never
you are
milk.
the old one.
Yeah,
Oh, grasshopper, let me teach you.
and we always left. We didn't leave milk and cookies. We left milk and a shot of brandy.
But I promise you, Clough, I will teach you, not groom you.
Damn.
Ouch.
So there is a little elf. His name is Silver Spurs. And what Silver Spurs does is for the little children, boys and girls, that houses do not have a chimney or a fireplace, Silver Spurs crawls inside of the door locks and unlocks the doors for Santa. That's how Santa gets in. Yeah.
So he doesn't have like magical powers or anything like that, where he just kind of waves his hand and doors open.
Oh no. I think he is magical, but he crawls in the key. I think you can even Google it and get a picture of him and throw it up. There's a picture of little Silver. I think it was a golden book back then. I had the book, and we used to read it every Christmas.
See, now isn't that the theory about the elf on the shelf now too? Because now you're actually inviting elf in the shelf into your home, and now he can actually let whatever is outside in.
Well, have you heard the story about, the elf on the shelf, how everybody was moving him around in different places, and then people stopped doing it, and he ended up being in different places still?
Not surprising, because they're putting energy and power and stuff into it. And
just burning with fire.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No dolls. No dolls.
Yeah, so Silver Spurs, he's a very important figure. And, I was told, my cousins were told, my friends were told. I remember we was in 4th grade. Yeah, 4th grade. And we kind of had a teacher that was kind of mean, kind of not. And he was like, remember, kids, when you go to bed tonight, when you hear Santa on your roof and the sleigh and the reindeer and you hear the bells, don't get up and look at Santa. Because if you look at him, he gets really angry. And he won't give you your toys. And then he told us that kids under 10, Santa would take to the North Pole for a year and make you work for him building toys. And if you didn't work, you didn't come back home. And if you did, he would deliver you the following year. Yeah, a lot of parents got mad at him when he told that story.
Yeah, I would be too.
Child labor laws.
Right. Well, y'all know the story, right? About the tooth fairy, right? You don't why you don't look at the tooth fairy?
No.
I just know the story of your tooth fairy, or what you thought was the tooth fairy.
Well, okay, this is going to trip you the hell out. There's a story, okay? There's a story. The tooth fairy is actually evil, okay? And if you see the tooth fairy, she will unalive you in the darkness. And it don't have to be at nighttime. It can be like a dark room, a dark shadow, anywhere she can hide in the shadows to get to you, because you're not supposed to see her. I had heard that for a long time. My great grandma told me, and some older people in town had told me the same story. I thought it was just some story to scare me. But what's weird is a movie came out, and the name of that movie is called Darkness Falls.
I was just thinking that.
It goes right with what I was told. And that's a scary movie right there.
Yeah.
That movie is... Have you seen that, Clough?
Darkness Falls? Yeah, when it first came out, yeah.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I don't watch movies.
A horror movie about a tooth fairy.
Yeah.
They made it somehow. Because everyone thinks of a small little itty bitty thing with little wings and stuff flying around.
She crawls on the ceiling upside down, huh?
Yeah.
You need to watch that, Jesse. You're missing out.
I'll put it on my list.
And then you wonder, there's so many things. I mean, You know the movies you watch of Santa Claus at the mall, and he's like this guy drinking whiskey, and he's like hates the kids, but he's doing it for the money. That's really not much of a lie, because when I done security at the mall, I knew the Santa Claus that was doing it, and he actually was a convicted felon that couldn't drive. So they would like Uber him to the mall in the Santa suit, and he would like, well, we had a complaint one time. They were like, I set my child on his lap, and now my child smells like piss. I mean, how he stunk and didn't take care of himself, and he fell off the stage and broke his hip. He was like probably 70, 60 something.
That's
and
sad.
Well, we had a big, the fountain in the middle of the mall. It's got the waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of those. Everybody throw their money in. Well, we would close that off around Christmas, and they would build a ramp up there, for the kids to go sit on his lap. Well, he got his feet tangled up in lights and took a dive off the back. I'm sorry.
Did they have stairs up one side and a slide down the other that he would kick the kids down?
No, they had bowling pins. No, not really. But I mean,
So what, did he backflip into the pool? Or what's up?
After they sat on Santa's lap, he would bowl them down, and then they had a claw game where you could grab the children. But no, it was. I mean, I happened to see it happen because I was the captain at the time, and which meant I was center court. I was in the center of the mall because I had to be able to go anywhere because I had the defibrillator, the emergency, and everything. So I was sitting there, and I was bored, and like I'm looking around, and everybody's shopping, the Christmas music playing. And, man, you have a line of people down food court. Next thing you know, Santa gets up, lights around the legs, and it's like you can hear that echo that on that plywood, boom, 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 and he just like eats it. And you have that moment like, do you laugh or do you check on him? When he started crawling, I knew he wasn't okay. So I called for help, and we went over, and he actually ended up getting up. We put him in a wheelchair, and we pushed him down to the maintenance room, and we called the ambulance, and they took him. And next day they said, we got to get a new Santa. That one broke his hip.
Oh.
Yeah, and the kids, it really bothered the kids. It was sad for the kids. It really was, because they had to watch Santa get hurt. And then after that, they were like, we probably should put like guardrails up around it and decorate it with candy canes and get a younger Santa. Like,
You thought about that afterwards?
Yeah.
And one that doesn't smell like piss or anything, right?
You're going to shoot your eye out. When I grew up, getting a BB gun wasn't bad. But nowadays, you talk about getting a BB gun and people have a fit. They're like, oh, kid don't need a BB gun. Kid don't need a BB gun.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
I done a lot of things.
My brother actually almost did shoot his eye out.
Wow.
He was shooting his BB gun in the basement. He was shooting it at the dartboard, actually. The plastic dartboard. Ricocheted right off the dartboard and hit him in the eye.
Damn.
On Christmas Eve, at my granny's one year, I've told this story before, but we were sitting out in the car, and I saw those bright lights coming up over the horizon. And whenever they came up over the horizon, I was like, look, there's something coming up over the horizon. And nobody believed me at first. So I ran in the back door, and I told everybody, I was like, look. So finally they ran outside, and when it went over, it was like this big bright light with like blue lights behind it. And it was probably a meteor or something burning it, but they all told us, they're like, oh, okay, that's Santa Claus. we all bought it. We was like, oh, that was Santa. Yeah. But it made a good Christmas though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you ever have anything scary happen on Christmas while you're out driving, Clough?
No. I mean, at night, not on Christmas, no. not on Christmas. Usually I'm just home, but there are times that, like at night, just like random, I seen lights in the sky, but not on Christmas.
You ever had them follow you?
No, it was weird. This was in Michigan where it just kind of shot straight up from the trees, and it just
Hmm.
like like you see it just stop, and then you just woof, it just like it just shoots right across the sky. Like it was just weird. And there was another one that I saw in Pennsylvania where it just it just kind of weird. You just kind of see it like it was just there. It was a bright light, but it just caught my attention, and then it just seared like it just flashed right across the sky. And once it hit behind the clouds, it was like a big old like an explosion. It was like a big old flash of light. I don't know. It was weird, and that was over in Pennsylvania. Kind of close. I can't remember the name of the area. I just know that I was going towards Philly. I was leaving Philly actually, but I was already on that tollway.
Mm.
Man, it's been a while since I've been that way.
Have you
But
ever
yeah,
slept anywhere that you were afraid to sleep?
uh, there was this one spot, and I think it was in Kentucky, and I just passed the border there, and I went to a Flying J, and I didn't want to park in this area. There was nothing but woods in that section of that truck stop, but it was the only place available that I could park, so I parked there. And I don't know, it was just weird. Once I released the brakes, got out of the truck, and wanted to go use the restroom. I don't know, just random white guy. Just he like I like locked eyes with him, and I just kind of like what's up, and walked past him, and then for whatever reason, I just turn around, and I see the guy following me,
That's creepy.
and then I keep walking, and he's following me still, and I'm trying to remember who I was talking to, but I decided to stop, turn around, and he just disappeared. And I was just like, okay, that doesn't make any sense because he was just behind me and he just disappeared. And then after I did my business at the truck stop, got back into the truck, this is where I freaked out a little bit, but I was just like, you know what, whatever, I'm in the truck. Hopefully nothing can get to me. Something shook the heck out of my trailer.
Was it trying to break into your trailer?
I don't know. Why I checked. I remember the next day when there was light around and stuff. I opened up the trailer because it was empty, and nothing. I mean, nobody was in there. There was no mess or nothing. It was just like that, and it was just weird because it shook the trailer. It freaked me the hell out. But yeah,
Hmm.
I met a guy kind of like that once in a parking lot. This guy was dressed really weird too. He had like bright colors on, and
hmm
it's actually whenever I was married, and he had suspenders on, like rainbow suspenders, and he
hmm
come running up behind us, and it was weird because he had a nameplate. His nameplate said Pappy, Pappy, and he was
hmm
like, I was having a bad day that day because I had to buy like 4 tires and didn't really have the money, so we was having to do it. And he come like right up behind us, and he was like all cheerful and everything. He was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be sad. Don't be sad. It's a good day. You have your health. You have your life. You have your children. Be happy. Life is good. Even though things may, he was just like real nice." And he handed me a pen, and the pen said Pappy on it. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And when we turned around, we was talking to him. He was gone. And we were in the middle of the parking lot, and we were both like, "Where did he go?" But he was like totally gone. But he was the happiest man you ever seen. He was so happy, full of life. And then he was just gone.
Hmm.
all I know is
I
that with this person, it was just weird. That guy just. There was a reason why I turned around because I just felt uncomfortable, and I didn't even know he was gonna follow me. That was just. I don't know.
if
And
I was you, I'd be thinking about that movie Rest Stop.
I
oh
haven't seen
yeah,
that one either.
I I didn't see it either, but something tells me it just ain't right. You're
Yeah,
telling me to watch it.
don't go to a rest stop and go in to take a shower or anything. There was like this guy that would hide inside of
Wait,
there.
that's all. That's how Clough lives.
Yeah, you kind of was at a rest stop. You was watched.
Uh,
Oh, Clough.
I've never seen showers at a rest stop. I've seen showers at a service plaza, but that's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, but nah, not in a rest stop. That's weird.
Well, rest stop, service plaza. Isn't that the same thing? Okay, guess not.
No, not really.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be weird. Somebody peeking at you. That would be very uncomfortable feeling.
Man, there are the rest stops at the Texas rest. I'm pretty sure Larry would know what I'm talking about. So these rest areas, okay, you go in there, use the restroom, you barely have any privacy. You could be sitting down and you could just turn and you could probably see somebody's head. Weird.
You know they do that on purpose, right?
Yeah, to make sure you don't go in there and use the restroom.
Well, yeah, they want you in and out as fast as possible in public restrooms. That's why they have the huge gap. And in other countries, it's not all like that. It seems like it's only here in America. They have the huge gap around the door and the gap underneath. Although I do appreciate the large gap underneath because it makes it a whole lot easier to pass the toilet paper back and forth if it runs out in the stall you're in. Just saying.
I mean, it happens.
It does.
Yeah, no comment, but yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
I would be freaked out. I would be freaked out to use those places because there's some pretty weird guys out there. Because whenever I used to stop people for DOT and do DOT inspections, some of those truck drivers are weird.
Oh, you were the enemy, I see.
Yeah. I used to do DOT inspections at the port. I would stop trucks and cut the seals off and redo the paperwork.
Oh man, you're bad. Dang.
Yeah, I had to cut a lot of the seals. They're like bolts that go through your back doors. They're like a bolt. I cut many of those off and had to redo the paperwork and sign them and go through the load and weigh the axles but that was my job all day long. That was my only job actually when I worked there, was to just do DOT stops, check inspections and stuff on trucks, make sure they were inspected. And if they wasn't inspected and everything, then since we was at an open seaport, we would call the Coast Guard, and then the Coast Guard would, most of the time, they would call the Highway Patrol.
Huh.
Yeah, it turned into a big old thing. It could cost drivers like 2-3 hours.
And that is why you're evil for that.
and some of them want to fight you too. They get pretty hostile.
Yeah, because a lot of the time they're like, only got 2 or 3 hours to drive. What are you doing?
I was just trying to help. And I didn't know that. That if they
look at that. Look what Shell said. There are over 400 active serial killer truck drivers currently active in the U.S.
What in the world?
Yeah, that is
well, wasn't there one in Oklahoma? The turnpike in Oklahoma, wasn't there like a lot of serial killings down that and they never found him?
Yeah. I heard about that.
It was bad too. It was like a lot.
Didn't they say the guy will drag them into the woods and stuff, and nobody will ever hear the people screaming or anything like that? Because
they would just disappear.
Were they taking other truck drivers, or were they just taking other people?
I think they were taking other people.
Yeah, people. Yeah, there was one lady was with her husband at a diner on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And this diner was real popular for semis to stop and eat there too. And she had to go to the restroom, and the restroom was on the outside of the diner where you had to go outside and then go in. And she didn't come back, and she ended up missing. And they ended up finding her, but she was like 4 states away, and they found her actually in a well.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's why I worry about going to that well now, because I don't really want to be found in a well.
Yeah, you just
With the
don't
weird
know.
things that have been happening, yeah.
You just don't know who. Yeah, there are a lot of strange, very strange people out there. Scary.
Right. I don't know, Michelle. They didn't say what kind of truck it was. I don't think they ever caught him. I tell you what's strange to me is when I'm doing boots on the ground and I come across an old home place. That, I don't know what it is. There's a different energy whenever I come upon those. I don't know if it's me, because I start like thinking back. I'm like, man, somebody's house was actually right here. Somebody's well was right here, Like that well I found, talking to Travis Carpenter about that. A lot of these places that have these entities in the sky, cryptids, supernatural, they have wells. And I didn't know that the place Scott Carpenter was going to, where he was having all that trouble, guess what? It's got a well.
Mm-hmm.
And that really started, man, you can take that down the rabbit hole, because wells, they go down into the water table. The water table's in the caves. Are the caves connected all underneath this, Because wasn't it D.A. Roberts was on our show, and he said like the cave system ran all the way from Maine to Texas, didn't he say? And they think even further. They're still exploring.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, he called it something. He knew the name of it.
I mean, I know there are like a bunch of caverns that have been on, like, we only discovered, like, I don't know, a certain percentage, like what, like 15, 20%?
Yeah.
It's like there's still a whole system there that hasn't been discovered. Really
Or hasn't been discovered, and we just are told to stay out because they're using them for other purposes.
Could you?
They're hiding the government cheese. That's what they're doing.
They better not be. That's the best.
Oh yeah, that is. But did you hear about that?
It's one of the reasons I don't get a job, dude. You think I want to overqualify and not get that cheese?
Yeah, that cheese be good, dude. That cheese is pretty good.
I heard they make it in clean bathtubs too.
Oh. Now we're talking bougie.
My granny's had a well too. Mm-hmm. Right out back. The same direction that it came from. Same direction. It would come from that same way every time it came, every night. And it was from the well. Man, y'all's got me wondering something now. Something weird as hell.
Maybe they can travel through water. Energy force traveling through water.
They covered my granny's well in. I don't remember what year they done that. I need to ask Mom. That would be interesting to know if whenever they covered that in, that's when things stopped.
See, I told you need to look into Mel's Hole.
What?
Mel's Hole. No, seriously, Mel's Hole was this giant hole. The guy had purchased this land, and he was on Art Bell's show, and he was telling what was going on his property, and it was this giant hole that I don't know if the people that had prior lived there were just throwing trash down this hole because it was like never ending. They thought it was a well, but they tried to fill it in and they couldn't fill it in. Like there was no end to it. And it came to a point where like the government came in and started basically kicked him off his property because he was talking about it. It's an interesting story. Mel's Hole. You want to talk about wells and holes like that?
So,
yeah, just throw that cut off.
See, Belinda. Yes, Mel's Hole. Exactly. People know.
Look at the stories we've got, just the encounters this year, right? How many people said it came out of the well this year? I mean, Randy, look at Randy. He's got werewolves at his well. It's always a well.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know,
he's
and
got a well.
yeah, that was the first encounter he had. He went out. He still gets water out of the well, and he's got an electric pump out there. The electric pump had went out, and Randy had hurt his arm, and he was trying to hold it up with one arm and do it. And one of those werewolves showed up, and the lid actually ended up falling, crushing his hand.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, if it makes you wonder, like, whenever they flooded this old lake down here, right? They were in such a hurry to do it that they didn't even cover or seal the wells. They just flooded over it. You can be walking out there in 3-4 foot of water and step off into a 100-foot well. They didn't cap them. They didn't cover them. They just flooded the lake. There's still fence posts out there, like fence post lines in the lake. Metal wellheads just under the water. I mean, if you don't know your way around out there, you'll sink your boat. Many of the guys that done it out here, they brought nice bass boats, sunk them, run a well right through the bottom of it. You got to know your way around in this lake, especially on the north end. Now, the south end, it's more of a recreational area. And, you know, I just found out the other day, there's a trail on the south end of this lake that a man from my town actually was from. And there's a big write-up about it. And listen to this, is what's even cooler about it. The Corps of Engineers are the ones that released it, that he was killed by something on this trail. And I know where and I know where the trail's at. That
don't go there.
That warden, remember, that I stopped and talked to that night?
Yeah.
He told me where that trail's at. I know where it's at. And it kind of freaked me out when I told him what I was looking for, and he's like, "You're in the right area. And keep looking. You're bound to find it." You know, he wouldn't even walk down there where I was at. He made me walk up to his truck. I was like, "I got plenty of lights, dude. Come on down." But no, he wouldn't. I mean, I had them taped all over me. He's probably wondering what I was doing out there. I should have told him I was dressed for Christmas. I was a Christmas tree.
Well, you know, that's just like when I went out to Bray Road. He was telling me the neighbors around there will not go out at night. And if they absolutely have to, they park as close to the door as they can so they can jump in their vehicle and get to wherever they need to go and get right back into the house. They will not go any further than they absolutely have to out their doors because they all know it's out there.
You know, whenever was at Granny's, you would think, and this is just me thinking, like if I was somebody thinking about living down there, you would think, as prevalent as those things were, they was there every night. And as long as they had been there, you would have thought that they would have done something different. But what scared us was like nighttime. I don't know. We would leave something out in the car, you know, and we'd be like, "Man, you know, I want to go get it." It could be a game or something, you know. And our mom and dad would always say, "Now, you know, you go out there and something's liable to get you." That was always what they say. Something's liable to get you. And we'd say, "If we go out there, will you watch us?" And I remember Grandpa, he was sitting there smoking his Camel. He'd go, "What do you want me to watch you for? You want me to watch it carry you off? What good's it going to do me to watch you?" You know, we were like, "Oh my God." So we would end up going out there, and it wouldn't like, there was a yard light. They had a big yard light out there in the Circle Drive, but the shade trees kind of blocked it. But it would do weird things. It would whistle at you. Like you would get halfway out there, you know, and you hear like we'd be like, and then, you know, or you would get like by the corner of the house and you'd see like a shadow peeking at you around the corner of the house. That'd scare you to death. But one night, my little cousin, Clough, you're going to get a kick out of this. He was trying to be the brave one. He didn't come to Granny's a lot. They was city folk, and they didn't hardly ever come to my granny except for just on holidays. So he wasn't real familiar with what was going on down there. And he was like, I want to go out in the car and get something. Was like, dude, I wouldn't go out there. It's like midnight, forget it. We'll get it in the morning. He's like, there ain't nothing out there. Y'all scared of the dark? And he was only like maybe 11. And I was like, dude, don't go out there. And he's like, I want to go get it. And he was trying to be, he was like that annoying age where he like knew everything. So we were like, all right, go ahead. Take off. So we're watching him. He walks down the sidewalk. Now, when you walked out of Granny's, I'll explain it to you. When you walked out of Granny's front room, you went through a wooden door. You stepped through that wooden door. She had like one of those diamond glass at the top, you looked out of, kind of like a diamond. You went through that wooden door. Then you stepped out onto a concrete porch that was enclosed with plexiglass, with a plexiglass door that you could shut and lock. And then when you would go through that door, you would take 2 steps down on big concrete blocks. So it set pretty high up. Well, we're watching him, out the door. He's walking down the sidewalk. He gets out there to the car, and you see the dome light come on, and he's digging around in there. We're like, man, that dude's going to show us up. That they're not going to do nothing to him tonight. We're going to look dumb. And he gets all that done. He gets right up to the gate of the sidewalk to come in the house. And he's walking. Whatever it is out there called his name. But it done it like real weird. It was like, and just like said his name. He ran so hard. He jumped, cleared both of those steps, landed on the top of the porch, scant his knees, and rolled into the front room. We laughed so hard, but that kid was as white as a sheet. I knew that you didn't go out there in the dark because it may not come up and like hurt you, but it would make a noise at you, or it would let you know that it was out there. I mean, it would let you know. And going to the bathroom, the back of the house was always the worst because that house had burnt once and they built on the back. So the roof in the back of that house was only about 6 foot tall. It was like way shorter in the back where the bathroom was at. So when you walked in there, you could actually hear like it scratching on the wood siding and stuff while you were sitting in there. Yeah, and there was the back door was right there by the toilet, right by you. So it was like right at the back door. And you're like, oh God, I hope the door holds. I hope the door holds. And then next thing you know, man, that doorknob, starts going. And you're like, oh my God, and you just run.
Dang, it was like a pilot truck stop right there.
Well, I thought it was weird, Clough, whenever I got offered a couch to sleep on. That's where I drew the line. I wasn't. I wasn't interested.
Well,
yeah. I mean, whenever you don't know somebody and never met them, and they're just like, "Hey, come on down. I got a couch you can sleep on." No.
Oh, some people make mistakes. Mistakes were made.
You never know. You could have got some fancy jewelry out of it.
Yeah.
Dana said
silver necklace.
Randy got his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, penicillin, whatever you need.
What happened with Randy? He smashed his hand?
Yeah, that's what I was reading. Dana said Randy smashed his hand. Yeah, I heard sometimes in the middle of the night you got to make that penicillin run. I've never had to do that before. But I'm not I'm not gonna do it. Don't. But yeah, Krampus ain't gonna want that. It's just
what, the couch?
So confused.
He probably doesn't want the couch because he knows it's gonna be offered like a $500 necklace or something.
He doesn't want the couch, and he don't want the cottage cheese.
Prayers for Randy, by the way. Prayers for Randy and prayers for Pink Pixie, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't know that Randy had smashed his hand.
Mm-mm.
Dana, did he do that recently, or is that an old injury? I will be praying for Randy.
Krampus can kiss my amethyst.
So are y'all ready for the boots on the ground tomorrow?
Yep.
Yeah.
I got all my lights charging and everything. I think what we're going to do tomorrow night is I think we're just going to go to Daryl's spot where we went that one night. Everybody loved that spot. What do you think?
I thought you were going to go to both spots.
Yeah, we'll go to Daryl's first.
Oh.
Let's go to Daryl's because, man, that place had a feeling about it in there. And then we will go down to Chuck's spot and see what we can get going on. It may follow us because it's only maybe a mile apart.
Wouldn't be the first time something followed you from one spot to the next.
Especially just a mile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They're
that's
fast.
nothing. Yeah, they'll probably beat me there.
Make sure
Yeah.
he doesn't ask you to sleep on his couch, you know?
Yeah.
Have a little dinner ready for you, campfire going. Took you long enough.
Talk to his wife at night on the phone. Y'all want to hear some of them stories? No. But, it's Christmas. I'm not going to give everything tonight. No more gifts tonight. We'll save that for next year.
Hey, Amanda.
We'll call it sitting around the fire with Mike. Yeah.
You
and
should
I'm
do
gonna
that, like a fireside chat.
I might have to do that. I want to leave it at this. Whenever you tell somebody I don't believe that happened, but then you're trying to sit there and then talk to yourself and convince yourself that it didn't happen on a live, there may be some issues. Because if it didn't happen, why are you trying to convince yourself it didn't? You know what I mean? If you know it didn't happen, there's no reason to try to convince yourself it didn't. Like, oh, I know that didn't happen, right? Or I know it. Yeah, that wouldn't happen. No, I trust you. That wouldn't happen. I know it didn't happen. It didn't. It's like, dude, you really don't know, do you? Here, let me play a little clip for you. No.
I could say some more to that too.
Yeah. It's Christmas. Come on.
So I should just let it go and share.
Everybody down there is probably gathering around the table to have some Christmas goose.
Goody.
Yeah. It's like whenever you try to impersonate somebody and you're acting like them, but you know it ain't them because you're like, that person don't stutter. It's like,
Sounds like he's trying to say, that's all, folks.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh. That would drive me crazy. And again, as I was saying, 30 years old, taking donations for presents. I almost feel bad for saying anything about them because I honestly feel like you're like picking on somebody that just like doesn't know better. It's kind of like, yeah, they're evil and everything, but like they've been sniffing pain or something. Because it's like, if you think about how weird that is, you live with your uncle. You have this stuttering problem. You have this like freaky ass looking smile. And like before he ever gets anything out of his mouth, it's like, like you're already agreeing. It's like, yeah, we went down there. He can attest to. Mm-hmm. And then, it's like when he says it, he gives him that look like you better, like, yeah, but that's right. Yep. That's, it's weird. And my friend does not like cryptids. Okay. He don't like cryptids. He's like, just not for me. But he did watch one of their shows and he's like, dude, that is so weird. He's like, I was waiting for him to reach over and actually like pat him on the head. He said that was so weird. Like, that a boy, George, that a boy. It's weird. And he's like, then, you got the other one down there wearing like, he said they're all wearing like cartoon shirts and one's playing with Play-Doh. And he said, it's like, he said, it's not, he said, it's just not normal, and I don't know.
Play-Doh with wearing a onesie, maybe. Yeah.
And then, the host of the show looks like somebody beat him in the back of the neck with a bag of dimes. I mean, I don't. I don't know. Jess, walk us out of this one.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Boots on the Ground. I hope everybody stays warm and has a great, wonderful Christmas. Make the best of it you can. We don't know how many more Christmases we might have on this planet. So,
Yeah.
God bless. Take care. Love y'all. Take it away, Cluffy.
Oh, all right. Well, hey guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode, and take care and God bless.
Guys, we appreciate y'all being here tonight. Like I said, I believe that Krampus is not something that we should endorse or support. I think it's something we don't need here in the United States. We should leave it over there with Belinda. But no, not really. We really don't need it over here.
Rebuke it, Belinda. Rebuke it.
I had a pick on her. But yeah, I think it's a pretty evil deal. I hope you all had a good night. I hope you've at least learned something. Go, if you want and you're so inclined, you can go Google it. There's a lot of films and video of the parades, and I didn't want to do none of the violence. I felt that I didn't want to air that. I figured that little video clip would get the point across. I hope to see y'all tomorrow night, though, on the Boots on the Ground. The thumbnail's already out. Jana Plazo, you have a good night, too. I hope we see you tomorrow night also. But yeah, we'll do some Boots on the Ground tomorrow night. Hope to see y'all there. That'll be the last one before Christmas. So I hope y'all's able to spend it with us. And until then, guys, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner. And remember, Gold Bond. It works. We'll see y'all on the next one.